Welcome to the Site Cabin Podcast, episode 17. Episode 17, gents?
17.
Yeah. 17 again.
It's not got as much of a ring to it as 16 had.
No, I don't think it has really.
There's a lot of things you can associate with 16.
Yeah, it's a bit of a boring number, really, 17, because you're sort of in between things, aren't you? You're not quite an adult.
No, you're waiting to be 18, aren't
It's a
you?
weird birthday, 17.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is, isn't it?
16's a big birthday.
Yeah.
18 and 21 are big.
Yeah.
17's like...
17's like, there's 25 quid or whatever. Off you pop.
Does that mean
Yeah.
is this going to be a shit episode? Then?
I hope not. Lots to talk about in this episode. What have we all been up to since we last... About a month ago we recorded.
Has it been a month? Jesus.
What's anyone?
Air frying salmon. Really got into that.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Air frying salmon.
Air frying
Yeah.
salmon. Recommend it.
Yeah. I love my air fryer. Danny's talked about his air
Danny's
fryer
got-
quite a lot.
Mad on the air fryer.
But
yeah.
But I found out the other day, this is really sad, but I'm going to say it, that you can like get rid of your toaster now. You don't need your toaster because you can air fry bread and make toast.
I don't know.
No, you can put bread in an air fryer and just make toast.
I can't see it.
I can't see it.
I see what you
I can't
mean.
see it going
Yeah.
brown. Yeah.
You don't like it. You don't trust it because you can't see it.
Yeah, I need to know because some people are very particular
Yes.
on the level of
There
toastness.
is a toast chart.
See, I with toast, I've always been thinking for a while, it's actually a really dangerous object to have, a toaster.
Why?
Right, so an oven's got a front on it, right?
Yeah.
A gas hob has an actual cut-off,
Yeah.
right?
Danny's thought about this.
A microwave has a door. And
Yeah.
an air
Yes.
fryer has a compartment at front. Yeah.
Oh,
A toaster, just put your knife in it, kill yourself.
Oh,
Or Born Identity, turn the gas on, stick a bit of newspaper in
Boom.
a toaster.
Blow up a
boom,
building.
Walk away. It's actually a really dangerous.
Right, quick fire. You can only have one thing in your kitchen of these four things: toaster, air fryer, oven, or microwave. You can only have one. Go.
Air fryer,
Air fryer.
definitely.
Jack.
Well, there's the hob as well.
Yeah, so
You've got
class
to
that as
boil
an oven.
things on that as well.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You can only have one. You've got to pick one.
It's probably the oven.
Okay. Andy.
Can you do porridge in an air fryer?
Mm.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, I'm confident you can.
Air fryer then.
Yeah. I'm going to say air fryer. So, Jack, you've been massively outvoted.
Yeah, I'm old-fashioned.
What the fuck are we talking about? Anybody else been up to anything else? Andy, Jack, you been doing anything? Danny, in a
Went
month?
to Portugal the other weekend.
You went to Portugal? Did you? Oh, yeah. You were playing golf, didn't you?
Yeah, it was all right.
Invite to the golf. Thanks for the invite. Was it good?
It was good. It was good. It was very hot. The courses were busy.
Did you win?
I won the first day.
Nice.
Won the first day.
Was the money on the...
50 euros.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. A few
and then
bits.
we was in a team game where we were playing
hate
for 20 euros each per person.
Yeah.
So the team won 80 basically.
Oh, okay.
And I won each day.
Oh, that's all right.
So I got
Nice.
110 back.
Be nice to be invited, but we'll
Yeah.
at least
Yeah,
say about
I've
that. Jack, anything of interest?
Not too much. I let go of my season ticket at United.
Ooh. Oh, did you know
Oh,
Yeah.
controversial.
Yeah.
Why?
Not worth it.
Yeah.
Just at the
Oh,
moment.
can't really argue with that.
I had
that? Are
a
you
big,
still a member?
I think so. I think I might still have some
Yeah,
membership. I had a big argument with my younger brother over it because he said, well, 5-10 years from now, we might be winning titles and Champions Leagues again. You're going to regret it then. And I says, yeah, but I'll have to pay. That's,
Pay for
it's like-
misery.
It's
Yeah.
like £800 a year.
Yeah.
Say if United are great again in 10 years.
Yeah.
That means I have to pay $8,000.
Yeah.
Just for the chance that maybe it'll
They
be worth
might,
having a
yeah.
decade from now.
Yeah, it's a bit like sadomasochism. You're going to pay to be hurt.
Yeah. Some guys like that.
Some people
Yeah.
do like that.
That is a good way
Yeah.
of summing up Man United.
Yeah, it kind of is, really. I think, am I right saying you're going to the cup final this weekend, Danny?
Yeah, I am.
Mm.
Got some good seats though, haven't you? Apparently we have, yeah. But I can't. I'm only going because I've never seen United in a final.
Yeah,
And I
fair
thought,
enough.
right, well, I'll
Probably get battered.
I'll go, but I can't see them.
Well, it'd be
getting
interesting
the
to look
result.
back at this podcast and see what the result is.
We're gonna get
Tell you what,
battered.
let's do predictions before we get onto the other stuff. Prediction:
3-0 City.
3-0 City. Andy,
2-1, same as last year, probably.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be
2-1 City.
2-1 City.
Jack,
3-2 City.
Oh, I like that.
I think we'll have like a weird we'll score like a fluke weird goal in the game.
Yeah,
and get a penalty. Or
I'm going to
something.
say 1-0 City.
I think they're going to score at least 2 goals. They always do. So if they're going to
go
beat them,
back.
it has to be like 4 goals or something.
Well, fair play to him anyway.
115-0.
Oh, I like it. I see what you've done there. I like that. I see exactly what you've done there.
Yeah.
115-0. Seeing as you've asked, I've started building a garden room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Started building a garden room.
Yeah.
So I've dug some foundations. Actually went live on TikTok the other week, knocking a wall down. That was quite funny because I got some really good comments about how to properly knock the wall down because I wasn't properly knocking the wall down, even though I've been in construction.
What were the suggestions?
Oh, all sorts of bullshit. All sorts of shit. You know that part of my garden wall?
Yeah.
I had to take some of that down, and I just put the camera up, gone live on TikTok, and people were coming on going, what you need to do is get, someone said something about get using a certain tool to get the mortar off the stone instead of just launching the stone. I was like, I'll clean it later. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. You know, but like giving you like ridiculous suggestions about, anyway, TikTok can be quite a great place, but can also be quite a,
That's cool.
Yeah, kind of like, so I commented the other day, actually, just while we're on the subject, I made a comment on a female's construction video, and she'd been putting this wall, she'd been building this wall next to like a party wall in between her house and another house. She's not got any experience in construction.
Yeah.
I was very polite. I wasn't derogatory. I simply said, good attempt. What I think you should do is learn how to do it properly and correctly, and then you won't like demean the industry. Yeah. But fair play. And then somebody from another TikTok platform came on and had just basically attacked me for being misogynistic and all this sort of stuff. And I was basically saying, no, I think it's a great attempt. It was brilliant. It was a really good attempt. But once she was using a hand to like spread the mortar. So you can, a hand. Yeah. So you can burn yourself, can't you?
Yeah, the lime in the mortar. Yeah.
She was not. Yeah, she was using a hand in a bucket to spread the mortar. She was building a block wall. And it really genuinely was a great attempt. But it was also shocking. It was shockingly bad.
It's like a tradesman seeing a DIY.
Yeah.
So, thing,
and I wasn't. Nothing
to do with being a woman.
I wasn't. Yeah. It's exactly that. It's exactly that.
The
thing is with that,
yeah.
like, I know you're being nice there, but I'd be like, the fuck are you doing with your hand?
Well, yeah.
What the fuck?
But I said this to the people that I was having this two-way. I said it's got nothing to do with that individual being a woman.
Yeah, it's to do with the fucking
to do with them being a cowboy in a sense, essentially, and putting it on TikTok and going, "Look what I've done." Well, it's shockingly bad, but it was a great attempt. And all I'd said is, maybe. Look out for
loads of classes.
That's what I said. There's night school classes,
colleges and stuff.
There's all female courses.
Yeah.
There's never been more courses now, I'd say, for in fact not just females but anybody to get into construction.
Yeah,
there's so many
there's
choices now.
Yeah.
Loads of colleges do night school courses and things like that, and like basic DIY or whatever you want to do. So there's no reason. For
you better doing a clay course, wouldn't she?
Well, there's no reason. Yeah. I know what you mean, like a clay
why are
molding
you
course.
using your hands?
Yeah. But if you want to go and find out and look at the comments, you can find it out. It's on a video. I'm not going to say which one it is because I'm not going to give them the credit that they so dearly wanted out of our account. So I'm building a garden room.
Yeah.
It's going to be built from block, rendered. Been working on it with one of my sons. It's going really well. Put the stone down yesterday, so I'm going to take some pictures and kind of put them out there.
Nice.
As we sort of, build from it. I might be able to do some live broadcasts
from the build,
or from when it's actually built as well.
You're going to do slow-mo photography to see it all grow.
Yeah. I'm going to try and do that. I have been taking pictures of
time lapsing.
Yeah, like a time lapse. Yeah. There's some really good time lapse videos of. I saw one the other day of one of the new buildings in Manchester, like a time-lapse video. It's really, really good.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Did you see it?
Yeah, was it Andy who put it on LinkedIn?
It was. It was.
Which one's that? Which building is it?
I saw that.
It was.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was Andy. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was really good. It's one of the new skyscrapers in Manchester.
Too many of them at the moment.
Anyway.
Did they build that with the fucking hands?
Say again?
Did they build that with the fucking hands?
Well, they built that with machines and the hands, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
I'm going to put hot weld on with my finger.
Exactly. Don't do that. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't say that. You're misogynistic.
I'm going to make a mortise and tenon by hand.
Yeah.
With your nails. It's just
big at it. Try and cut through the wood with your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if you're like Superman or something, you can do it with your eyes.
Yeah.
So just as we were driving to the podcast, general election time.
Yeah.
Just been called.
Yeah.
What do we all think?
Fuck the Tories.
Fuck the Tories. Are you
Jamie Webster said, I mean, he's a Scouser, but Fuck the Tories, yeah. Get
Who's a
them out.
Who's a Scouser?
Jamie Webster, that Liverpudlian.
Oh, yeah.
He does all the Liverpool songs, but he has to release some good songs, to be fair.
Yes, I've seen him.
Saw him, and at
Fuck
the
the
end, he
Tories,
always
yeah.
sings "Fuck the Tories."
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few that, well, I mean, it's 14 years of in power now. I mean,
It's got to go. They've got to.
Incompetence.
for construction as well, do you think?
Everybody.
For everybody.
Everybody.
I
I think
what have they done? What have they done? They've not
they've
made
just
anything
fucking
better.
decimated the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got to say that it was a car crash on it as well because it was raining and they had things can only get better.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
Whoever did that,
it's genius.
Yeah.
Richie was announcing it,
And he's like, oh,
trying to be all political, and someone's playing things can only get
It's
better.
97 when Labour
Yeah.
got in. That's what
Right.
they played.
Dee
didn't
Reed, Brian Cox.
they? Yeah. Yeah.
Just imagine a billion stars.
They've got
Imagine
to
millions.
go though. They have to go.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be difficult, and you and Andy and Jack will be better with stuff like this than me. About obviously with Scottish National Party.
Yeah,
it's going to
the
be hard,
dynamics and
but
that.
they've got to go. They have to go.
I think they will.
They've disintegrated though the last few years. They've just fallen apart. They're not a government.
I think they will. And I think for us in our industry, I think it's things like, and also the job roles that we work in as well, but I think it's things like funding for qualifications.
Yeah.
Because there's barely nothing out there at the moment for construction qualifications. There's nothing for, you can go and do them, but you're paying commercially for it.
Yeah.
So there's nothing for them. It's just a light flashing, I think.
They've got the country. The country needs a lift, like it did in '97. The country needs that lift.
Yeah.
And do you know what could be amazing? The Tories could go, and England could go and win the Euros.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
Imagine the atmosphere in the country. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps now. Think about it.
Yeah.
But they've
And
got
Keir Starmer walks through the
Keir
door
Starmer walks in with
with an England shirt
an
on.
England shirt.
He gets 3 lions tattooed on his
Yeah.
chest.
Let's fucking do him.
Yeah. But he calls Gareth Southgate Gavin Southgate.
Yeah.
Gets it completely wrong.
Yeah, brilliant.
Oh,
He's
I've
trying to be a
always
man of the
been a big fan
people.
of yours, Gavin.
Yeah, he's trying to be a man of the people. It's like, hey, welcome Gavin Southgate.
He's
Gareth
Arsenal fan,
Southgate.
isn't
Thingy, what's his name? What's the name? I've forgotten the name.
Angela
Angela
Rayner.
Rayner.
Angela Rayner, Stockport.
Yeah, deputy.
Yeah, she could be deputy. She could be deputy prime minister.
Get
I
in.
don't think that role exists currently, does it, in this government? But they can add the deputy prime minister as and when they want.
She would be the deputy. Well, she's deputy leader.
She's deputy leader.
Deputy leader.
Yeah, I think when there was the Liberal Democrats and the Tory
Coalition.
coalition,
Yeah.
that's right. The Liberal Democrat was the
Nick Clegg.
Nick Clegg. That's right.
Yeah,
He was
what was
the
it said?
deputy prime minister.
They looked like two antique dealers, gay antique dealers, didn't they? What was it? Cameron and Clegg. That was
Cameron and Clegg.
I met David Cameron actually. I met David Cameron.
You did.
You gave you a
him
cold.
gold.
He
Gave you the swine
yeah.
flu.
Yeah, I've met about
that.
6 politicians over the years. And one thing I won't name names because I've just met one quite recently actually, and I was sort of stood next to him and I was a bit in awe of him, in that I don't mean in awe of him because he was a politician.
Yeah.
In that he was this kind of shuffly, kind of middle-aged, oldie kind of,
He was just a normal lad.
just a normal guy.
Yeah.
And then the cameras came on.
And he turned it on.
And he was like,
Yeah.
"Welcome to," and he was a fucking newsreader. He was like a presenter, a TV presenter,
Just actors, aren't
not like an actor. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
they
a
are.
politician.
They are.
Yeah.
They're just
And I
actors.
saw that with my own eyes and just was like,
So, bang, he was in the zone.
yeah. But I just thought, you bullshitter,
Yeah.
you absolute bullshitter.
Well,
know-
Ronald Reagan was an actor.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
But I think to be a good politician these days, you've kind of got to be an
salesman,
actor.
haven't you?
in
Gotta
this-
be a
Yeah.
salesman.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them miss out though. There's a divide I can see because a lot of them can perform on TV, but there's a lot of them who don't get the internet.
Yeah.
They still
Right.
I know what you mean, though.
They still don't get it. Like it's like they can't wrap their head around it. Like
Yeah.
you can't be official and
Yeah.
proper on there. You kind of have to be a little bit more
Yeah.
loose and
Relaxed,
show a little bit of personality or humor on there to get attention.
Do you-
Doesn't work on.
Do you know what I've never
on there the
understood
way
with
it's TV.
politicians as well? Why, when they're made a politician, does nobody ever go to him? Right, you can't break the law now. You do know that,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah.
You don't fucking break the law.
Yeah.
Don't do anything dodgy.
Yeah.
That will
don't get in some guy's house and you phone up your aide at 3 a.m. and say,
You know-
oh, there's some bad men are going to beat me up.
You know how you've just said to the country, don't have any house parties or street parties.
exactly.
Yeah.
Don't hold one at Downing
Yeah.
Street
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
in
COVID.
the, in the
Yeah.
back garden.
when you just said it's
Yeah.
illegal.
And like the SNP leader, I know it was her husband.
Camper van.
But I mean, they were searching in a back garden for buried money, And allegedly,
Yeah.
and well, I don't think it is allegedly. I think it actually did happen. But what I'm getting at is, don't sit on that table or them chairs and sort of say to us,
don't be crooked.
don't be crooked.
Yeah.
Just be genuine.
Maybe you have to be crooked though to want to, I don't know, some of them.
Yeah. I mean, the recently from where we live, I think it was the Hazel Grove MP or the Stockport MP.
Oh yeah,
was
He was
being
emailing-
bribed.
Yeah, because he was emailing people on, is it Grindr or Tinder?
Something like
He was
that.
emailing other people's numbers.
He was giving out other
scams.
MPs numbers. Yeah.
You'd think it would hit you. Like, it's not like
It's like the
You
reality.
think you go?
it's not like scandals with politicians are a new thing. You'd think it'd be like, okay, right, I'm not a normal person. I know you're still a normal person, but like, there's a spotlight on me.
Yeah,
Even
but
though I'm just an MP,
The eyes are on me now.
you just watch
Yeah,
my back
yeah.
a little bit here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm supposed
You
to
know.
represent
Thousands of people.
thousands of people
Yeah.
who voted for me to have this seat or the prime minister. What?
I should just
And-
take it easy.
I'm looking for money in my back garden.
Exactly.
That's why I think they've gone after Angela Rayner, because there might be something to do with when she sold a house.
Yeah.
She might owe
Yeah.
about 50
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But in comparison, I know it's like the principle, but they've gone after her because they can't handle her.
Yeah.
But in comparison to some of the other stuff that's been going on.
What is it? I suppose she does.
Well, she basically
she
sold
sold
a
the
second
house-
property, and
Yeah.
they're saying it was. She's saying it was her first property. They're saying it's the second property,
Well, where she lived or
and they're
something
trying
like
to do
that.
in a for
Capital
Tax.
gains.
It's capital
gains tax. Yeah,
But it could be between 1,500 and maybe 3. But you reckon it could be nothing?
a couple of grand.
It's fuck all.
Yeah, it's a couple of grand.
I mean, no,
she's
it's
probably,
different,
if it is, she's probably made a minor.
He said it could have been a mistake.
Yeah.
But
If that was a
it's
normal
willful.
person, they'd have just left
Well,
it.
they've just
I'll guarantee you
that's
this:
something.
2 weeks before the election, them flights to Rwanda will happen. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I'll guarantee it.
Yeah.
They'll suddenly find the people, the illegal immigrants that were and they'll suddenly
They'll
make
milk
them
it.
happen.
They'll milk
Yeah.
it.
Just for votes.
Yeah.
They will.
Even though everything's happened in 14 years, what's happening now is what they've
Yeah.
caused.
But I mean, to be serious for a second, I mean, I'm neither me. I'm not Labour or
No, I'm the
Conservative. I'm not even Liberal. I just think they're all just a lying bunch of bastards. To be quite frank, if you had to push me, I'd say
Greens.
Greens or like the Monster Raving Lunar Party.
Yeah.
Did you see him in the London election?
It was the Buckethead.
It was a Buckethead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd vote for him. Fuck it. Give him a chance. What, can he do any worse than the rest of them?
No.
Lying bastards. Anyway, moving on. So I suppose it's all good because it is political. I thought we'd start with average salaries from currently in 2024 in construction. So there's a few different things I've got to sort of talk about today. So top 20 salaries. Anyone want to guess on the lowest salary? Not the lowest, the 20th salary in construction.
Oh, it's like labourers.
Correct.
Labourers. Yeah.
What is it?
Average labourer's salary in the UK
Yeah.
is £23,400.
God, that's not.
That's the average, obviously, and we always get the comments. No way, I'm on this and I'm on
Still
that.
not much money, is it? That.
But the average, £23,400.
That's not.
What's that about? After tax, £1,400 a month?
Yeah, something like that.
You get your first
yeah.
12. I don't know.
Yeah, you get your first 12. Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't pay tax on the first 12.
Yeah, so it'd be about
Yeah, it's
think it
not.
might even be more than
13,
that.
eight-
I mean, no, if you-
£1,400 a month.
How's people?
How are they fucking living off that?
How do you actually rent
No.
a house
No,
or a
no.
flat
but
on that?
how do you buy an house?
You
I
don't.
can't.
How do you buy a
can't.
house?
Yeah,
Flat?
you could. You could
But-
be building a.
But I don't want to be derogatory to labourers, but saying that is...
I get that. I know what
it's
you
the
mean.
step on the ladder.
Yeah.
It's the start of you learning maybe a trade. There'll be labourers on far more than that, but there'll be labourers on probably less
Yeah.
than that as well. But that's the average. By the way, all these stats are taken out from the website talent.com. So they're like an agency for... they search thousands of job advertisements to create the statistics. So I know that they're accurate, if you know what I mean. Similar jobs. Next on the list, that was the 20th lowest paid. Want to guess at the next one? It takes a big jump, actually.
Is it something like plant drivers or something like that?
A really big jump. It's not plant drivers, no. It's painting and decorating. It jumps up to 29,000. This is the top 20. So I expect plant drivers
No,
Good
probably
point,
a bit more.
Andy.
Depends if
But
like crane
this
drivers.
is what
they can go up the grades, can't
Yeah.
they? They can go up the grades.
Right. So
So from 23, it's from 20th.
see, it depends how you look at a person on site. I would look at a labourer as more important than a painter.
Really?
Yeah, it depends on if you just sweep
I know
it
what
up.
you mean.
But some labourers
It depends on the paint and decorating. If there's fancy wallpaper or anything like that, fine. But if you're just going around walloping walls, right?
That's the
29,000.
Why? But then that labourer is organising everything and making sure he's got walkways are safe, everything like that.
Yeah, I know
that's
what you
just
mean.
as
You
important.
know what though? I think they should be at least the bottom should be 30 grand
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Now,
What would you pay a labourer 30 grand?
I
Yeah, I
know,
would.
I know.
I
Do you know what I mean?
You got them.
I would, a
but
good one,
If
yeah.
he's a good one,
Would you? If,
Yeah,
yeah,
she's a
but
good
would you
one.
pay some thicko?
No.
You know, some idiot.
But I wouldn't employ him.
Well, no, that's true. You wouldn't. Yeah. But if he's dead strong,
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I
like Lenny from Mice and Men.
well, perfect. If he's dead strong and he could lift loads of weight
Yeah.
and take it up about 4 flights of stairs for you, you just think, fuck it, he's a bit of an idiot, but he's dead strong.
Yeah.
That Danny there with the literal cultural
And
reference.
I like that, Danny,
I like
Mice
that.
and Men.
That's,
It's a good book.
Good book.
Good
Yeah.
book, yeah. Alfalfa?
Yeah, breed rabbits, wasn't it?
Yeah, you'll only get that if you've read the book.
Yeah.
I think. I'll see the film. Next on the
Or
list,
GCSE English.
Yeah, that's what I would go for.
jumps up by 2 grand.
Go on.
Roofer, 31,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
These are average salaries.
That's not an easy job, though. That roofing.
That's our graft. And
got
to
a
get
graft,
it
yeah.
right, you got a lot of
Yeah, it is,
responsibility
get
on your
it
head
right.
with the roof.
Roofer.
A lot of
Again,
responsibility.
these.
Yeah.
I keep saying it, but they are average. Installation installer, next on the list.
Fucking bullshit.
Same thing.
That should be-
31.
That should be the low.
Bollocks.
That should be the labourers.
Yeah, but it's
level.
quite interesting this because there's a lot of installation qualifications out there and jobs.
Right.
So there's a loft installer,
Do you mean like
loft
cladding?
installation installer. Anyone could do that.
Yeah.
It's very easy job. However, do you want to be crawling around in lofts under eaves and it's,
No, I
it's
don't.
very awkward wearing them big horrible masks.
Sweatsuits and
That
all
on
that.
the
Yeah.
floor one.
Yeah. But what I'm getting at is you can also class cavity wall installers.
What about cladders? That type of clad.
Yeah, I suppose so. You might think of them as EWI, IWI, external wall insulation, internal wall
Yeah.
insulation. Plasterers average 31,500.
See, I'd say give them more.
I thought that would be more.
I think it's a very skilled job.
Yeah. Again, averages, it's saying here that they're advertising jobs up to 40 grand and as low as 28 for a plasterer, but the average is 31,000.
Is this cards in though? So he's not
Yeah,
self-employed.
sorry, you're right.
It's not-
These are all employed.
They're not
These are not
self-employed.
self-employed, yeah.
Okay.
also-
I
you
might
could say
change
it's a
the
bit-
thing.
I also wonder if there must be differences in salary depending on where in the country.
Oh,
they
100%. We talked about this a lot,
Yeah.
but it is actually, you can work in the centre of London as a plasterer and earn 45,
There was-
50k, but you can work in not Newcastle as a plasterer and be earning 30k.
Somebody posted the other day there was a paint and decorator that pulled up to a job in the centre of London.
Go on.
And he pulled up in a brand new Porsche.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
And he had
Yeah.
all these paint cans and stuff in the boot.
Yeah.
It was like a
I like that.
perfect,
That's
brand new.
Brilliant, that.
Next on the list, let's have a look. Plumber's average salary in the United Kingdom, 32,000.
I thought it'd be more than that.
That'd be higher than that.
But again, it's cards in. These are
Yeah, it
salaried.
is. But is that also gas safe? Is that
No,
heating engineers?
plumber's not gas safe.
Oh, is
That's
that heating engineer? Is it
Plumber,
more-
plumber is
I always class them. I get
yeah.
class them together.
Plumber is your bathroom suites, that sort of thing.
Thinking of our relative who's got all of the quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Window fitters next, 32.
Window fitter.
Window fitters,
Are we just talking PVC?
PVC window fitters, yeah,
That's not.
That's fucking
average,
mental.
32.
If they were
The
a
shit.
joiner.
A lot of them are shit. Safe Style UK. Can I call them out?
Well,
No,
careful.
probably not. Probably
Generic-
not.
Do we have to
generic
bleep
style,
that?
Yeah,
generic
no,
UK.
we'd have to believe that because you're not saying anything bad about them.
Oh, right.
But you can just say, whatever it is that you want to talk about, like a recent experience that you've had, maybe with.
Had a recent. Can I be full? All right, I won't call them.
Can't.
Right, I'll tell you.
Wait,
I can
a
say
generic
what
window.
actually happened.
Yeah, go on, tell us.
So, Safe Style UK came out to the house.
Yeah,
They started off at 12,000.
yeah.
It went down to 10. Then they said 8. Then he said, "I'll go outside. I'll make a phone call." And he went down to 6.5. And I bought them, fitted them, got a building notice for any one of them watching saying, oh, you need a Fenta registration certificate. Yes, you can also do it under a local building notice as well.
Yeah.
Got them all done, dusted, fitted them myself. And I'm not including my time for less than 3,000.
Yeah. So what your issue with SafeStyle is the fact that they changed the quote so many times.
How can they do that?
Halved it, almost halved it.
How can you do that?
It's just a selling tactic.
I mean, I want to say more about what I actually think.
Be careful.
But-
Let's be careful. Let's just be
The
careful.
markup, yeah.
You know, let's be careful. We can always bleep it if we need to, but
Yeah.
we don't need to because we've not said anything. But let's be careful about that. But you know, we don't want to find ourselves kind of cease and desist or something like that. Not that we ever would, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So your issue is really that they changed the price so much.
Yeah, and how they would be fitted.
Yeah.
Oh, right. They only had certain fixings and stuff.
I take it you only got that quote to give you an idea of where you'd be at with. Because
Well, I knew it would be, but I had to prove it to somebody else.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
That's been bleeped.
Right. I'm with you. No, it'll be fine. It's fine. Don't need to
Didn't
bleep
watch it
anything.
anyway.
We don't need to fit anything. Next on the list. Lost where I'm up. Where am I?
Plasterers, window fitters.
Or was it window fitters? We've got a building surveyor, average salary 33k.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that.
We've got a slinger, average salary 33k. We've got a carpet fitter, average salary 33k. Classed as construction, by the way, because
Yeah.
they're also floor
Do
layers.
you know why? You know why
They
you're
get some
going to
punishment underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what?
to be fair
That's
to
why
them,
they
and
deserve
if they're
it.
really good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they can have you. They get it all sorted
Yeah.
for you.
A mate
it-
of Al
it-
Harris is a carpet fitter, floor fitter. Jacob, shout out to Jacob. Good lad, good guy.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Does he do foreigners?
I think he does foreigners. Yeah,
Does he?
yeah.
I'll give him a
I
bell
think he's joining the police actually.
Oh, is it? Well,
What-
fucking
what-
not. He's doing my carpet
Wait a
first.
minute, what recent superhero film had a carpet fitting tool in it?
Oh shit! I know
Is
it.
it Suicide Squad?
No.
No. He's running at something with it. Go on, you have to tell us.
It's the latest Batman one with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, what's he?
He kills the carpet's he kills the guy at the start.
He
with
does.
with the carpet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice tie-in, that, isn't it?
Nice
Yeah,
because
because at the
yeah.
end of the film,
The car. He
we
rips
should
up the
do
carpet.
we should do a segment of people being killed with construction tools in film.
that's a good one.
Because I always go to Lethal Weapon because he kills him with the nail gun. The nail gun.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
That's when
buries
he
him in
didn't have the,
concrete.
Yeah.
That must have been years
In
before they had the
fact,
actual
safety.
James Bond kills a guy with a nail gun in Battle Royale.
Casino Royale.
Casino Royale. Battle Royale.
In
I think
Happy
you Call of Duty.
In Happy Gilmore, he shoots Jaws in the head.
Yeah, he does.
By accident.
Yeah.
With
Oh, yeah.
the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's still walking around with it like 6 months later.
What's
with
the
an
other
alien
golfer
head.
called in that?
Shooter
Shooter
McGavin.
McGavin.
Hey, shooter!
Great
My
film.
God, these people.
Shooter McGavin, right,
Great film.
he's the baddie in the film.
Great villain in it, yeah.
He's brilliant.
He's up there with the best ever villains.
Yeah, 'cause he
in
says
that
all
film.
sorts to him, yeah.
Because he's awful in it.
No, he says, I'll let your grandma stay at the house, when I buy it, as my maid.
Yeah. And also, it's she moves into that old people's home. It's Ben Stiller, isn't it?
Brilliant film.
And he's like,
Yeah, it's horrible.
"Oh,
You will have a glass
this
of shit
afternoon.
the hell
Arts and crafts." And as soon as she walks out, they walk out the door. It's like so like the wind, and Next on the list, did I say kitchen fitter?
No.
34,000
But
average salary.
I always think class them as joiners, but, join it.
No, there is. See, this is the thing with construction now. So many
Specialised.
trades.
So many have been broken up. That's why apprenticeship
Like production line stuff,
struggling
isn't
to
it?
gather the evidence that they need because they've said, oh, they want to do an apprenticeship and this is what's involved as a joiner, a bricklayer, and everything. But then they've broken the industry.
Yeah, they don't do
in
stairs.
industry,
Yeah.
they've broken it to pieces
Yeah.
and split it here, there, and everywhere.
Like I said, somebody who's never done stairs.
Some people
Which,
do
to be
stairs.
fair, now they're all like
It's just
pre-made.
some people don't fit windows. A joiner doesn't know how to fit a window, or a joiner doesn't know how to fit a kitchen. I get it, but I get the industry, but then they're struggling with it.
But as a business, you have to diversify, don't you?
Yes, you do.
You can't just
Yeah.
if you're a joiner and you can
Get
fit
specialised
kitchens,
into one, smash out a load of stuff.
Fire doors.
Yeah.
Fire doors, big money.
yeah. So what I'm saying is, you could spend a year on say fire doors,
Yeah.
But then someone asks you to fit a kitchen, you know how to do it, so you go and fit that kitchen. So you've got to diversify. But you're right. If you've got an apprentice working for you, and at that time when they're trying to gather evidence for their qualification,
Yeah.
they've only got evidence of fire doors or
Yeah.
kitchens.
They
or,
might be amazing at fitting a fire door.
Yeah, or
but
building a window. or
They've never
something,
touched.
but
They've
they've
never
not done second fix or whatever.
No, they've never fitted a piece of skirting board. It's
Yeah.
it's a shame for apprentices in that way.
Yeah.
Specialised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top 10.
Go on.
Top 10. salaries in the UK.
Should be the top of the pops.
Construction. Again, average. And this is top 10 salaries in the UK. Employed, salaried.
Right, yeah.
Not self-employed. Number 10, electrician.
I thought it'd be higher.
Yeah,
Salaried. Salaried.
Yeah.
Wonder why it's lower salary, because it's normally one of the highest paid.
35. Yeah, but I don't know. That's the average. That's the average according to talent.com.
What is the actual amount?
It can be as low as 31,000 and as high as 42. That's what they're advertising. That's across 1,000 roles that they've advertised as electricians. So they're just taking an average, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. Number 9 is carpenter, 35,000. 26, so about the same.
Employed with a van.
Employed with a van, not bad. Yeah, you're right. Number 8, crane operator.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always do all right, crane
38,000.
operators, yeah.
Get that.
Actually, just about 39,000. But you wouldn't think they'd be on more than an electrician or a
Yeah, but
carpenter, would you?
responsibility.
When you get the
Yeah.
ticket, don't they take? I think it's quite a bit of training.
Yeah.
don't they, with the
How
crane
many
as
people
well.
could you kill if you dropped something? From
Yeah, I know. Yeah, would you sit up
Well,
there
there was
as well? all day?
something that happened recently with a crane.
Yeah.
The guy was moving a container from a park over a bridge or something, and something happened. It snapped and it landed right in someone's driveway. And there was a kid
Oh yeah,
with
there
kids
was.
playing out in the
I saw
driveway.
it. I think it was. I saw it.
Just got into the house 5 seconds before it
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Smashed
it
the
was
car
like a
up.
container.
smashed the front of the house up.
Yeah,
So
it was a great clip.
I've not seen that.
The kid
Look at
just
that.
got in the house.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Somewhere here.
10, 9, 8.
Bolton or something.
7th. Sorry, 10, 9, 8. Yeah, 7th. Bricklayer, 39,000.
Yeah.
7th.
Cards in, actually.
Cards in.
Cards in.
Cards in.
You know.
Not bad. Scaffolder, 40,000.
God, I would have thought.
Average salary?
But are most scaffolders cards in anyway? No, unless it's
Quite
they all
possibly,
work
actually,
for
yeah.
us, a subby.
Yeah.
don't they?
Normally, I'd say that. Yeah.
They're not all like independent. At least they've all because you have to have their own stuff in it, really.
Yeah. What am I on? I've forgotten what I'm on. Building surveyor, 44,000.
Didn't we just have a surveyor before? Is that
Building, I don't know. This is building surveyor.
surveyor?
God knows. But yeah, we did Andy actually. I think we had.
That QS was it?
No, it wasn't a QS. Number 3, quantity surveyor.
Oh, yeah.
47,000. Bastards.
Well, the next one's got to be site manager on it or something like that.
Number 2, site manager. 47,000. Average salary. Not bad for a cards in job. That salaried. Not bad at all. And then the number 1 salaried position in construction in the UK is an architect. 67,500.
Yeah, that's more your white collar, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
White collar job.
But it's obviously classed as construction.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm aware there's loads of other construction roles.
Yeah.
But that's the top 20 construction
Just
salary
shows,
roles.
like I said, some things are getting fragmented into like window fitters, things like that. Like used to be traditionally joiners.
Yeah.
They are getting broken up into different roles, aren't they?
Massively, and we've talked about it before, especially with plastering. Plastering's been broken up into about 4 trades, really. Plastering now, so you can be a plasterer, you can be a boarder,
Yeah.
you can be a fixer, you can be EWI, external wall insulation. You know, because they sort of do that as
You
well.
can have somebody who does separate.
You can be
mouldings
a taper and
stuff.
jointer.
Yeah.
You can be a fixer. So you're looking at 6 different trades there from
When it was all one trade.
kind of. It's been broken up into about 5, 6, 7
I mean, you
different
used
trades.
to do like plastering qual. You do like mouldings and everything.
Yeah, running. Well, you still do a running mould in level 3.
Yeah.
In a level 3 plastering qual, you still do a running mould in situ. So you know, like beautiful sort of
Yeah,
traditional
cornice and all
cornice or
that,
something.
yeah,
you'll
those
still
ceilings or something.
you'll still run that on a bench as a mould, and make the mould yourself and everything. And I think a fluted column as well is in the level 3.
I like a fluted column.
Oh, fluted columns.
Yeah.
Do you know what a fluted column is,
I
Dan?
don't actually know what one. It is.
You'll know which one is. You know, like the pillars in the Pantheon or
temples,
something like that.
yeah.
You know, the actual pillars.
Yeah.
That's the column. The fluted bit is where it sort of goes in and out
Oh yeah,
in a circle.
Yeah.
Maybe in joinery as well.
You
don't
know
you
what
have
I mean?
fluted bits
Yeah.
and pieces?
That's
of
like
course,
that's the fluted bit basically of the column. Yeah.
And if you put your fingers in the right place, the wind comes. You
Well,
tune.
they can't do them anymore because the aliens have gone.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Didn't someone say they found something under
A riverbed.
a riverbed under
Yeah. And a spaceship and a blue guy called
under one of the pyramids?
under one of the pyramids.
They found a
no,
riverbed?
near the pyramids. They weren't sure. They weren't,
Oh,
they couldn't
near the
prove it.
pyramids.
They couldn't prove if they did use the Nile to transport the big rock stones to the Giza pyramids, but they found evidence of a big riverbed. So you reckon that theory's true?
And loads of alien skeletons.
Load of alien skeletons, spaceships, all that type of stuff. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if it,
Load
if
of
it
Graham
was?
Hancock
Wouldn't it be
books
just
everywhere.
so good if it was aliens that built them?
Yeah.
If we just found out.
I think it's
I did like the theory of the that's just the top.
Oh yeah, it's like I know what you mean.
I did
it's
like that.
It's the top of a giant column.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what underneath,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the way down.
Yeah.
It would be good.
No,
wouldn't it?
How
did
the
it.
fuck can they find something underneath them, right?
The old
But they
slide
can't go
scan.
inside them all.
Well, it's all,
They can't scan inside it.
Well, they do. They have tried. There's supposed to be a chamber above the main. What's it called?
Have- yeah, the King's
they have
Chamber,
done it. Yeah, there is.
Have they
something-
dug down on the outside?
I don't know. They've got it all stitched up
Do you know
because
what
of
I
all
mean?
the raids they had, and
You got to be
the
careful.
Victorians came in, and
you have to be
nicked everything.
careful with it as well, because you don't want to damage it.
Yeah.
True.
I've
been
just
damaged
opened it
enough
up
already.
I've had enough now.
You'd get a big
Yeah.
digger.
Big
You'd get a
massive
big
digger.
digger and smash
Big
it all in.
crane, get that crane driver
Yeah.
on 41 grand a year.
It's a bit
Like
like
one side of the pyramid, smash it all in.
You know the Roslin Chapel in Scotland.
yeah.
That's been a theory for a long time that's where.
Knights Templar.
Well, yeah, and I know it's out of the film, but the Roslin Chapel itself is a very bizarre chapel.
Yeah.
It's like
Very detailed.
an ado to like several different kind of religious
symbols,
beliefs and
yeah.
symbols, and the theory is that Mary Magdalene,
Holy Grail, all that stuff.
yeah, is sort of buried there, or one of the theories. But of course, what Roslin Chapel said, no, you can't dig it up.
Yeah.
You're not touching it.
Why?
Because
They won't even let a camera go down there.
First of all, in the film, there's somebody goes down into the cellar. There's no
cellar there. Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's an old building. You
Yeah, but they do know that there's a void under the floor,
Right, yeah.
but they won't let them go under the floor. And you're like, let them go under the floor, you bastards.
I know.
But the great thing is that they'll open it up and it'll just be empty.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do if I was the new
If he was
Minister.
Prime Minister,
I'd be like, fuck it, just go. Go on, what do you want to do?
Launch a
What do
cruise
you want to
missile at
know?
the pyramid.
would you dig up Stonehenge and like have a...
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just be like, what do you want to know? Let's tell them all the secrets. Why not?
Love it. Love it. Right. Next on the agenda, how many CSCS cards are there to get?
Oh, God.
I don't mean in the country. I mean, how many CSCS cards?
Isn't he just like standard trade, like health and safety, site manager, something like 3 or 4, something like that? Is it just basic?
3 or 4?
I was going to say more like 12 or something.
Well,
I mean, is it one's for individual trades, or is it just like one set one for different
got a
levels?
clue.
yeah. Jack, any guesses? There are 13 different CSCS cards
Okay.
that you can get in this in the country. There are academically qualified person, apprentice, blue skilled worker, experienced technical supervisor, experienced worker, gold skilled worker, industry placement, labourer, manager, professionally qualified person, provisional or temporary, supervisor, and trainee.
Fair enough.
And the reason I wanted to mention it today is because at the end of this year, one of them cards is about to expire forever, and that is industry accreditation. And the reason I'm saying this is because on TikTok a while ago, there was a few things come out about CSCS cards and about the end of the CSCS card. It isn't going to happen. Not currently, anyway. There's not going to be an end to them. There's still going to be available, and they're still going to be used by all the construction industry, or certainly the big builders. But the industry accreditation card runs out. Do you know what that is? The industry accreditation card?
Is that like the most basic one?
No, it's like the grandfather rights.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh, I see. Right.
So you're awarded that card if you have 20 years experience in construction as a bricklayer, joiner, plasterer, plumber, whatever. But as of, I think it's December 2024, they all expire and they cannot be renewed under industry accreditation.
So how old is CSCS? How old?
It is. Oh yeah,
20 years,
it's older than 20 years. It's older than 20 years. It's probably getting into its 30 years now. I'd say.
What they're saying is now, generationally, that should be phasing out.
Correct. Yeah.
People should have had CSCS.
Absolutely bang on.
Right.
And the ones that have got it and have just relied on it have known about it now for a few years. So that card is expiring. So if you've got one of them cards currently, you're not going to be able to renew it.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to do a qualification. You have to do a qualification.
Or like a back to experienced work thing.
An MVQ
like that.
only qualification,
UPAR.
which will get you, like a UPAR or something like that, maybe, yeah. So what I want to say is you need to get onto Google the qualification that you want, and go and find a local training provider who can get you that qualification. Because if you don't, that card that you've got will expire in December and you will not be able to renew it. You should already know that. You should already
Is the
been told
government
about it.
funding though for you to go and do that? Would it be like you have to pay for it yourself?
No, not really. Not
See, that
much.
stuff
There's,
like that,
there's
should
some.
be a bit of something there.
There's some. The CITB do something called the levy,
Yeah.
where you can go to the CITB and you'll get £650 back on a qualification if it's levy funded. Though some quals aren't levy funded. You just need to go and find a really good training provider, college, private training provider, and just have a chat with them, see what they can do to help you out.
There's another thing with that, actually. I was just going to ask, you're thinking about site work, is it mostly a young man's game? Or up until you're about 50? That's why they don't need to phasing them out, because there's not as many older men like in 50s.
Yeah,
late 50s
it's probably
or 60s.
true, actually.
Because it is a young man's game.
It is a young man's game.
Up until you're like 50 odd or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I know you can still do it, but
Yeah, I mean, you only have to speak to Mike about that, don't you? And, you know,
feel it. You feel it.
he's
don't you?
Mike's 47 and he's
Yeah.
bricklaying every single day on site, and
His fingers. And,
it takes everything from your body.
Yeah.
Construction.
Does.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And your head.
everybody gets
And your head.
Yeah. If you're doing a physical job, it'll get you somewhere.
And your head.
Yeah.
Great segue, Danny.
Very good.
Great segue. Moving on to, it's. Do you know what the month of May is?
Mental health month.
Correct. It's Mental Health Month. Look at Jack. He's like scathing with Mental Health Month. Oh, but it is true. It is a real thing.
Yeah.
It can't be ignored. 5,579 people committed suicide in the UK in the year of 2023 to 2024.
How many, sorry?
5,579 people committed suicide in the UK in 2023 to 24. 75% of them were men.
Yeah.
So 4,184 men killed themselves last year. I know I'm smiling, but
I know what you mean,
I'm smiling
shocking.
sarcastically at the fact that is so shocking.
Well, that's more than 10. Is that?
Well, I've got the full breakdown. So 4,184 men killed themselves last year.
Yeah.
348 men a month, 80 a week, and 11 a day.
Fucking hell.
So 11 men every single day commit suicide.
What's the like at the average age? I know it's like towards, is it middle age?
The biggest killer of men under 50 is suicide. After 50, it's heart disease and then cancer.
Yeah.
But under 50, it's suicide. Ironically, the age bracket of people of men that are most at danger are between 45 and 54.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're between 45 and 54, you certainly up to 49, you're most likely to die from suicide than anything else in the UK currently. And it's an international epidemic. There's 700,000 people a year worldwide kill themselves.
Is it going up?
Yeah, it's going up year and year. It's going up year and year, and it's mainly men.
Yeah, it's like 3 out of 4 is men. I mean, that's not to dismiss women killing themselves. Or
No,
anything like that.
of course
That's terrible.
not. Of course not. I
But
mean,
statistically, it's like you said, it's 3 out of 4.
the stats speak for themselves. It's mainly
3
men.
times as many.
Yeah, it's nearly 4. It's 3.5 times. The stat I was going for there was 5,579 suicides. 4,184 of them are men, but if you work in construction, you are 3 times more likely to kill yourself than in any other industry. Sorry, apart from farming. Farming
Yeah,
is
that's
also
bad.
3 times
That's very
as well.
bad. Yeah.
Can you believe that stat?
Is he self-employed?
Yeah.
Is it a self-employed?
Yeah,
thing?
well, these statistics, by the way, and these numbers are from the Office of National Statistics.
Yeah.
Right up until this month, but I've done them from 2022 to 2023 to 2024. Yeah, the start of 2024. So all of 2023. For males working in skilled trades, the highest risk was among builders in finishing trades, particularly plasterers and painting and decorators, were at a higher risk of suicide than any other trade.
God, well, we know somebody personally, don't we?
We know a plasterer
Don't
personally.
go
Yeah.
too-
We won't mention
Don't
names,
know, but, that's very,
but we know
very
him
sad.
very well. We spoke about him before a few
Yeah.
times. Well, we can say his name actually. It's Martin. I
Yeah,
don't think
that
his
is
family
great.
would mind us
No.
mentioning his name because we know we've talked about him
Yeah.
quite a lot over the years, and and
lot
I don't think his
very
children.
happy memories with Mark.
Oh, amazing! He was an amazing guy, an absolutely brilliant guy, and we were all obviously devastated. But unfortunately, that statistic in construction, so you're 3 times more likely in construction to sort of commit suicide. And then within construction, it's plasterers and painters. Last year, it was plasterers and electricians.
Right.
And this year, it's gone to plasterers and painters. But I think we said this last year on the pod that maybe them trades are the ones where they work on their own quite a lot.
There could be a bit of that, maybe.
It could be that.
You know, electricians, plasterers, painters. You don't tend to see like a group of painting and decorators, do you? It's usually
You
one.
might see 2 plasterers together sometimes, but usually like plasterers.
It's true. It's a good point that it is. Yeah. It is tend to be. Yeah, because you might get a couple of joiners working on roofs together.
Yeah.
First.
Brickies as a gang.
Brickies.
Yeah.
You know, plasterers. You do get some, but you think about most places, they sort of work on this. You know, skim on their own.
Yeah.
The suicide statistics results show that the highest rates of suicide tend to be amongst workers with the lowest level of skill.
Right.
Tend to be. And that's across the full statistic, not just construction.
Yeah.
So, for example, cleaners, lower skilled labourers were very high.
And they get to a certain point in their age when they're not earning the money that the tradesmen are on, but even though they've done that.
Yeah, eventually. But again, if you take construction out of it for a minute, just like the lower skilled individuals across any
can't
career.
Work any harder to get themselves maybe out of financial trouble.
Yeah. It's saying that low skilled workers tend to receive lower pay and have less job security and control over their work patterns and then than higher skilled workers. In keeping with this, in a study of occupational suicide in the UK.
Well, I think 0 contracts. I think that's a disgrace.
Well, there you go. There you
the
go.
Insecurity. How are you supposed to? You can't just have 40 hours a week. This is what I get. This is what I do. But it's 0-hour contracts. It's like, how's that fair in any worker?
Yeah, and you can be let go at a
moment like that.
So,
I've had that happen.
All for the for the god of the free market, which I'm not totally against, or anything, but that's wrong. It should be illegal 0 hours contracts.
It's
it just benefits
shocking.
the rich.
I have got a horrific statistic as well, which I will.
I bet that'll cause more and more issues.
I will say it on this podcast as well, and it's an awful statistic.
Actually, Dad always said, didn't he, about being in the building trade, how it's technically an insecure trade because everybody's building themselves at work.
Yeah.
Every job you do, you're always building yourself.
You're working yourself away from work.
You're working yourself away from work.
It's very true.
You're finishing a job.
Yeah.
And it's not like you've got that, you haven't got a constant stream because there is ups and downs.
Yeah, it's very true that actually.
I remember him always saying about, the
He's right,
insecurities of the job. He was. So you're always building yourself out of work.
Really shocking statistic, but that's what this podcast is about being very open and honest. The area in the UK that has had more suicides than anywhere else, and I don't mean the geographical area, I mean the specific location, is the Clifton Suspension Bridge. And that's had 500 suicide deaths since it's been built. Just around 500. It was built in 1864, and it's had 500 suicide deaths off that one bridge.
Mm-hmm. That's the one in Bristol, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Brunel.
It's the Brunel one. We actually mentioned it. You mentioned it on the podcast.
Isn't there a Telford? Is it Telford? Is that the one that Telford? No, is it Brunel? Am I getting mixed up with something else?
I think it's the one in... Wasn't that the one that was completed after his death, I think?
Yeah, I think it was.
I'll have to look.
Yeah, we can look it up.
Go with what you.
Also, farming is a massive industry.
They get a lot of insecurities.
Slightly more than construction for suicide.
12 hours sat in the tractor on your own.
But also,
lone working,
fluctuating prices. Supermarkets ripping you, all sorts going on.
Yeah,
there is, to be fair,
no job security.
You don't get enough mention about stuff like that. Farmers, to be fair. Yeah,
but it's a serious epidemic that I think it needs just openly talking about.
Yeah,
there's also a very interesting statistic that if you are asked, as a man, if you are asked whether or not you're considering suicide, you're less likely to do it.
Right.
So with that in mind, Danny, are you considering suicide?
No.
Jack, are you considering suicide?
No.
No. Andy?
No.
I've got to ask Sol. Sol? No. Okay. Good stuff. Thank you, Saul. Thank you. I've never asked. But no, I'm not.
Good.
But statistically, if you're asked, you are less likely.
Well, ask our viewers now. Just ask yourself.
So ask yourself. Yeah.
Don't say no.
Yeah. Ask
And
yourself.
talk. It does good talk.
Yeah.
It does. It is. It does. You do need to do it.
Once it.
What happens? Sorry, Andy, to cut you off.
No, you're
I'm really
right.
sorry. But what happens in construction is you talk and someone will go gay or whatever.
Yeah.
But you need to do it. We need to do it.
I don't think that happens as much anymore.
I don't think it. I think you're right.
I know
do
you
think
be
you're right.
more open to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think
don't
you're
mind
right.
I've had 10 hours of counselling in
Yeah.
the last 7 months.
Yeah,
Amazing.
but it's good to talk, then, isn't it?
That's amazing.
Just to help you out.
Does
Yeah.
the world
just
of
to help
good.
you out.
Like, 10 hours with the psychiatrist.
A lot's gone on with the last year, hasn't it?
And,
With everything.
it's and I'll say it as well.
People go through tough things in their lives, and they need to talk about it,
Yeah.
don't they?
There's nothing wrong with admitting it.
There isn't at all.
I don't mind.
And it's almost like an itchy feeling about saying something, like about being honest and sort of saying, well, I'm feeling a bit down, or I'm feeling a bit low, or this has happened in my life, or that's happened in my life. Because you kind of think, well,
It's trying to understand it, where it comes from. It's trying to understand where you start, all these thoughts come from, or why you act in a certain way.
Yeah.
And you think, you're talking about it. When you start talking about it more, and someone like, I saw a psychiatrist who's 35 years as a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
She explained all these things to me, and how they're just natural instincts, but how your brain, sometimes things affect you in different ways, and you can't switch it off. And then, some people need medication as well.
Absolutely.
I admit, I'll say now, I'm on them now.
and the medication's,
And it's brilliant.
it's there to help, isn't
It's there
it?
to help, yeah. Helps me sleep.
Yeah, you can get trapped as well, can't you? In a pattern of thinking.
Negative
and
thoughts.
Negative
You have
thoughts. And
to-
it can become a habit. It's like,
And then you focus
Find
more on the
technique.
negative thoughts, and you have to try and come out of it. But you have to
think-
try and work out as well. It's good to talk, to work out. If you're in construction, your main job is to build and fix things.
Yes.
Right.
Very
So
good, yeah.
think of it as your brain.
You're fixing something.
Yeah. You're just fixing something all the time. You try to fix yourself or fix your
I
brain.
love that, Danny.
Yeah.
I love that.
We're a site hobby, we're a construction podcast.
Yeah.
Men should, instead of when they go to work and think, how can I build this house? How can I fix this house or whatever? Start thinking, how can I fix my brain? How can I fix it? Rather than thinking, go down the other path, because we've known someone do that and it wasn't
Yes.
good.
I've actually known, since I started work at 16 in construction, I've known 3 men that have killed themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Dad are really close.
Yeah.
Worker. It's quite shocking, that one, actually.
Yeah, I've known 3 people
Well,
that
they
have
all
killed
are.
themselves. And I just think, I don't know. Your immediate reaction, I think, when you hear the news is like, the fuck have you done that for? Why have you done that? Why have you, what? Why couldn't Why couldn't you just come and talk or come and have a chat or whatever? But then we're all busy in our lives, aren't we?
Yeah.
You're doing your thing. I'm doing my...
Things just build up with people, especially that's the insecurity of the job sometimes, and money. Sometimes you get ripped off, sometimes it doesn't work out, and it's life, isn't they? But like you said, it's...
But them stats,
I know, it's
them
shocking.
stats are fucking shocking.
11 a day.
11 men a day in the UK.
I've heard something about that with men, though. It's like a lot of it can be caused when they start feeling like they've failed, or they've a loss of purpose is a big thing for men. I know
Definitely.
women, it's all included, all the same, but that's that element for men, isn't it? It's a loss of purpose.
I'm going to read out a really, really horrible statistic, but I'm going to read it out. Okay, it's not very nice. So, from all of the suicides in the country, 3,620 people hanged or suffocated or strangulation. 1,400 poisoned themselves. 365 people fell or fractured themselves. 337 people jumped in front of a moving object. 316 unknown, other. 211 drowned, and 192 were from sharp objects. So by far, I mean, the biggest form of people taking their own life is basically hanging themselves.
Yeah.
The men. I mean, I know these are horrible things to hear.
No, but you know,
But I think just
shocking, isn't it?
it is. It really is. It's not sort of spoken about enough in like open media platforms.
No, it is. It
I mean,
be,
these statistics. I think it is talked about and it is spoken about. Oh, isn't it terrible that so many people are killing themselves? Oh, that's so bad, isn't it?
Well,
Yes, it is so bad.
Individual and the family. And all
do you know
that.
what? Do you know another thing though as well? And it's, I don't know if it's a bit personal, but some people are still ashamed to know somebody with a mental health problem. They are. And
I know what you mean.
It's true, right? I've got a good friend who's had mental health problems all his life,
Yeah.
and I love
Great
him
lad.
to bits.
Yeah.
He's one of my best friends, and he's amazing. He's just released a song, and he's done.
It was amazing.
It was a brilliant song.
Yeah.
Really, really good
Very
song.
talented.
And he's had struggles with all sorts of different things. And when you talk, sometimes some people they don't want to talk about it.
It's like they're going to catch something.
It's like you're catching something, or you can't have a mental health problem.
Yeah.
What? Why?
It's a bit like when you.
Like you can't say you can't have a fucking cold.
It's a bit like when you go to someone's house, and the couple in the house start having a row,
Yeah.
and you start going, "Fuck me, I don't know what to do or say or speak or
Yeah.
shit. What do we do here?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a bit like that though. Is it? Kind of is, isn't it?
Just have a good listen in it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good, this, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
But it should. The only way as a society we can help fix it is by normalising
Accepting
mental health
that is the
problems.
thing, yeah.
Well, so
Normalise it. Make it like a common cold. Make like it happens.
Yeah.
It gets to people. Make it normal
Out of the
to
fact-
have a mental health problem.
I agree completely.
like wear and tear on the body. It's like wear and tear on the mind. isn't
yeah.
it?
Wear and tear on the mind.
Yeah.
But amongst men, what? Sorry, Jack. I'll let you come in a second. 5,579 people killed themselves, but only 75% of them are men and 25% were women. So why are women doing it less? It's because they share their problems openly, don't they? They do.
They do with each other.
They do with each other, yeah.
But I also think as well, sometimes men try to share it in certain ways and they struggle it. So, but they should share it with other men.
Oh no, I completely agree.
They should share it with other men.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the way a man shares it can be perceived by another person in the wrong way.
Yeah. Go on, Jack. What was you going to say?
I just think what always bothers me about the conversation is, I mean, especially when you see it start to open up on like TV shows or on the news, is that nobody ever asks the question of whether there's something wrong with the way everybody lives their lives. If there's something within that that's not, because you could go like, human beings for most of their history would just find hunters.
Yeah.
Hunters and
find food.
farmers, yeah.
Small communities.
The formation of society and of civilized areas and all of that is a very recent thing. It's a very, very recent thing. And the question's never asked of whether there's something to do with that. You know, you go from your home, the building you live in, you get into your car, you're in another enclosed space, you go to another enclosed space, which is your work. You're almost always inside, which is another thing as well.
It's very true.
Especially people that live in cities. I'd be interested to see I know farmers were one, but people who live you're almost always in an enclosed space.
I don't have that stat, but I bet you could drill down and find it. The Office for National Statistics is an unbelievable website.
Like I said, isolation, really. We're a lot more isolated as individuals now.
Isolated as well.
We haven't got more of the bigger community around us.
There's a thing
separate, don't we?
There's plenty of people who you see both men and women on the internet a lot talking about how they're successful, they've got a career, they're earning good money, but they still haven't found someone yet, or they're still single. And I think that's because of a decline in shared male and female spaces in society.
That's a shout,
Everybody tries to meet someone through an app, but before online dating was a big thing, the most common way for people to meet each other was either on a night out, or at work. Now it's still on online dating. People meeting just randomly has declined massively, like couples meeting through that way.
I know what you mean.
Over the last 10, 20 years. So things like that, people don't socialise with just a stranger as much as they used to.
But But the increase in suicide is it did decrease a few years ago, but then it's jumped up again because of COVID.
Yeah.
But the increase is so shockingly massive.
Yeah.
It's like
What's going on?
Where's this going to end? Almost.
And things are getting more in the economy, and people getting more desperate, and you know, I mean, food banks as well, things like that. Everything's accumulated. You know,
I know.
Society-wise.
I know. Food banks. I mean,
Get the fucking Tories out and win the Euros.
Yeah.
well, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
There is a bump, you know, there is actually a national happiness index when we win. There is something that happens, you know.
If
economically
England
as well.
were to, I know it was very, but if we were to win the Euros,
Yeah.
and Labour and get the Tories out,
Get them out. Yeah.
and England went and won the Euros, I wonder if the statistics are how people will feel.
Well, I think there would definitely be
The country needs a lift right
national feeling of euphoria, which would probably prevent somebody or something
Just
from
does
doing
one,
it.
doesn't it? Just prevents
And you know
one,
what?
doesn't
The other thing is as well, and I know we all do this. We all have road rage, and we all have moments in shops, but you never know who you're talking to.
No.
That day.
Oh,
That-
yeah,
that
it's
is-
true.
yeah,
Do you know what I
That's
mean?
very true, yeah.
So true.
And you don't know what that person in that shop or
could just
going
snap.
for
at Greg's or whatever.
Yeah, or you
is-
could just say something to someone.
and you could just say the wrong thing.
push them over there a little bit.
You know,
yeah.
I'm terrible for it in queues and stuff, and like touching. Oh, for God's sakes, the fuck are these lot doing? Or you know, I'm terrible for it. I'm terrible for it. But you don't know what that individual's going through.
true.
You don't. You don't.
I always think that, you know, if I'm being served in a bar or a restaurant, and when someone says, "Oh, they're a bit moody, aren't they?" and you think they could have had a long day. They could be studying. They could be have 2 kids at home, 3 kids at home.
I know.
Could be all sorts going on. They're probably miserable because they've
Yeah.
something in the head.
So much shit's going on in their life.
In their head.
Yeah.
If you see a happy, friendly waiter,
Yeah.
waitress, nurse, whatever it might be, it's because they're happy in themselves. If you see someone who's a bit miserable,
Yeah.
there's probably something going on.
Try and pay it forward a little bit. I think that's my try and.
And we all
that.
build up what we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to be doing, and it
That's
never
a big
fits.
thing.
It never fits with what actually goes. But really, you know, really, if you look around what we've actually got, is you know,
A great thing I heard is a great way to think about things in general is to be independent of outcomes. So
Right.
if you set something, where people, you know, when we all do it, we all think when this works out, when I get that position, when I get this, then I'll do
Yes.
this, that'll lead to this.
Yeah.
But then things don't work out, and then that line of things falls
I totally
apart.
agree.
yes,
But if you try to be independent and just say, well, however it goes, good or bad, I'm just going to take that. I'll feel bad about it for a day
And run
or a
with
day or
it.
two, but then I'll go from there. I'll work.
I think
with
that's
that
a great
situation from
attitude
there.
to have.
Out.
Yeah, it's difficult, but it is
it's the
a
winning the
way
lottery,
to.
isn't it? It's
yeah.
that I've got to win the lottery to be happy. And
Yeah.
really, it's just a bit of fun. You shouldn't think,
Yeah.
oh, I need to win it. I need to win it. Or
Life's
something.
what's happened.
Yeah.
Life is what happens while you're making plans.
Yeah, I was going to say, we mentioned it before, Matthew Broderick, end of Ferris Bueller, doesn't he say, if you
Life
don't
moves
slow
pretty
down,
fast.
yeah,
Life moves pretty fast.
Life moves pretty fast.
If you don't slow-
stop and look
stop
around
around
once in a while,
you might miss
you
it.
might miss it.
How true
You know,
is that?
I
Great
really, you know, with Dad passing away and everything.
Yeah.
I really got a sense of it doesn't matter.
No.
As in, not my dad passing away, but all them stresses and worries that Dad had over the years,
Oh, yeah.
and all them times he got wound up,
Yeah.
and he shouted,
Because he had not enough money.
because he didn't have enough money.
yes,
But he
like
did
that.
it in the end. He achieved it. He brought
He
up
did it.
5 kids
Did
at the
it.
house, mum, and he got there, and he won.
Yeah, he did.
He won.
Won it.
Apart from the fact that he died, I'd say 10 years earlier than he should
easily
have
too
done.
young. Yeah.
But he won in a sense,
Yeah.
because he got there. But what I'm getting at is about it doesn't matter is that foreman he was wound up with 20 years ago, or that customer at that house extension that he did,
Sending the kids to Warrenwood School.
or sending the kids to that school, or
Yeah.
it didn't matter.
No.
It doesn't actually
In the
matter.
scheme of things.
In that moment, I'm trying to tell myself now, David, doesn't matter.
Stop and smell the roses.
Don't fucking get wound up, Dave, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It's true. It's all true. It's all, none of it matters.
But you don't realise it because you're in that moment.
I know.
Yeah, the crap is what doesn't matter.
It's a load of bollocks.
It's like just enjoying that morning cup of coffee.
Oh, that's a
Just
great.
enjoying that.
That's beautiful.
That first beer on a Friday night.
Oh, that's
or
a
that
beautiful
takeout
day.
you have on a weekend or whatever. Yeah.
You know what I'm starting to really enjoy? This is sad. Is that like Saturday morning cup of coffee?
Love it.
Oh yeah,
You know, the Saturday morning coffee.
First coffee in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, weekend.
That's a beautiful
Yeah.
coffee. That one is, isn't it?
Coffee.
First, yeah, it is a great
Saturday morning
yeah.
coffee, especially if the sun's shining.
Yeah,
And you can just sit outside maybe if you've got.
And if you've got no plans.
Oh my
No
God, that's the
plans.
best. That is the
And
best.
a coffee, and you just think, have a coffee, might cut the grass.
See what's happening. Just watch a bit
Walk
of
in the
TV.
park.
Yeah.
Yeah, build up for the football or something like that.
Yeah. I think we're not far off time, I think. Are we nearly about time, Sol? Sorry, yeah. Okay. So I will wrap up with, I once worked with a guy, I think I might have said this before, but I'll say it again. I once worked with a guy who told me a story about his best mate who tried to kill himself and went to a bridge in Whaley Bridge, ironically enough, jumped off the bridge in Whaley Bridge to kill himself, but landed on a chicken coop and killed about 10 chickens. What survived? He survived, but killed the chickens.
But the gods got a sacrifice anyway.
So the gods got the sacrifice.
Chickens anyway.
He tried to kill himself, wasn't successful, killed the chickens instead.
But
so
did he walk away like?
Yeah,
all
he
right?
literally got up and walked away. Apparently, yeah, crushed chicken coop.
I wonder if he had chicken for his tea.
I know, yeah, that night. And the other one I want to mention, which is from the documentary on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh yeah.
And it's about we'll leave you with this, and it's about a man who, the Golden Gate Bridge has roughly one suicide a day, and pretty much if you jump off that bridge you die.
Yeah.
I think there's only ever been 2 survivors, and one of the survivors broke like both his legs, you know, every bone, not every bone in his body but a lot, but survived. They interviewed him afterwards and he said, have you got anything to say about it? And he said, yeah, when I jumped off, I immediately regretted jumping off. That was my first thought.
That was like life's precious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he jumps off the bridge and immediately regrets jumping off the bridge.
Yeah.
He did survive, but so I think we'll perhaps leave it there for
Leave it
this.
on a positive one.
Leave it there for this month.
Yeah.
But these things need to be talked about, don't they? And need to be
Yeah.
said. So we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much, as always. Next month, we're going to do a Euros special.
Yeah. Woo. Got a lot of plans.
We've got a lot of plans, haven't we? We've got a construction 11.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and link some construction and sport and whatnot. Hopefully Andy and Jack
What
can
about
join us again.
Footballers who worked in construction before they became footballers.
Brilliant.
I mean, straight away, Stuart Pearce, electrician.
Yeah,
so,
brilliant.
We've also we're gonna name what we think is going to be the main 11 for the team.
our
Yeah.
version,
We're going to place them as what trade.
What trade they will be in
like
construction, yeah.
Yeah.
And just to go back to what we've just been talking about, football has its own issues with mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary Speed's a very famous footballer
Yeah.
that took his own life as well, and it's happened. I think Justin Fashanu as well. So there's every industry. Anyway, let's leave it there. Andy, Jack, thanks as always for joining us this week. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We are going to do a giveaway, but we're going to record something separate for that. It's a massive, our biggest ever giveaway. Danny, thank you for joining us as always. Well, you're not joining us, you are us, aren't you? Danny's the comic
Are you
relief.
going to thank Dave for joining us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody thanks Dave, do they?
Thanks, Dave.
Right, listen, we'll leave it.
One last time, Dave.
What?
Have you thought about committing suicide?
No, absolutely not.
No. No. Have you?
No.
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 Well, no.
No, that's all. No.
No.
All right, we're good. We're all good in here for now. Okay, we'll see you all next month. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Take it easy. See you next month.